Our family shellfish business has been around since 1895, and that starts with just folks harvesting oysters and selling them at the docks like used to be done. And it grew into a very large wild oyster business headquartered out of Norfolk. And this is back in the days when oysters were so plentiful and cheap, they were like bar snacks. They were literally like the bowl of peanuts we see at the bar now. People would have oysters available to eat. So very different these days after two diseases and overharvesting depleted the natural oyster population in the Chesapeake Bay, and now populations are 1% of what they were historically. It is what I call the perfect protein. It's a healthy source of protein. It's sustainable in that it's a put and take fishery. All our clams and oysters are spawned by us, and it is not only environmentally benign, but it's environmentally beneficial.
Floating gear has been it's been a game changer in how we do our husbandry and how we take care of our oysters. It's very labor intense, but in the end, that's when it's worth it. And they're in a more dynamic area. We want them to get the tough love. We want them to get beat up. We want them to be smooth. We keep our densities and all that straight in our bags so that they can go from a 6mm seed to grow out in 10 months. So we basically have about 5 months to manipulate the shape. And the tumbling process does some of that work for us. By chipping the oyster back, and oysters typically really jagged, by running them through our tumbling process, it sizes it, but it also knocks it back. It creates more of a smoother edge on it. And if you knock it back from growing round, it'll continue to grow deep. And that nice deep cut is what we're looking for. They create a tolerance for being out of the water and use the tide to let them come out and dry up like a natural oyster rock would do. That also helps us with our shelf life being longer. They can withstand a lot being out of the water for longer, so it makes better for the people that buy it, all of our consumers. So there's a rainy season and there's a dry season. And our drier seasons, they become a little more salty. They finish more like a buttery finish. And when it's less salinity, it finishes more like you'll have a hit of salt, really briny, and then it'll fade to more like a melon almost. So it does have a different flavor profile, and we have different farms throughout our company that we're able to change your palate or whatever your palate wants. We've got a fit for it.